Bye week is over. Jacob Warren is back. Welcome to the Ball Report, brought to you by Bassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive, it's worth the drive. Hit that like, subscribe, and share button and be a part of what we do each and every week with Jacob Warren. I'm Dave Hooker. And Jacob, how was the bye week before we talk some LSU? Because that happens to be a pretty big game.
It was great. Also, I'll mention I saw the new graphics, the new little animations and stuff on the on the intro video. Looks great. Looks
Look
great.
into that. Yeah. You
um,
give a shout out to our graphic designer, Jen, on that.
shout out, shout out to you. You did a great job. um, but yeah, no, bye week obviously was a great time just to relax and kind of kick back and get off your feet. Um, obviously stay active a little bit and just do things that you wouldn't be able to do in a normal week. So um, just did a lot of eating and watching TV and football and yeah, had a really good time. It was a good little kind of time away. But now obviously, like you said, time to get back to it. Next game on the list.
Yeah, it's LSU, and we talked about this before, but the fact that it is an 11 o'clock game local
Yeah,
time, I think benefits you guys greatly.
yeah.
And as far as just the body clock, how much more comfortable? Because you guys practice in the day. When I covered Tennessee on a day-to-day basis, you practice in the afternoon, but now you
hmm
practice in the morning. How much does that help your body clock? Do you think for morning game or noon games, morning games?
Yeah, and I guess I never really thought about it. It may have been you that I was talking with about morning practices and how teams might struggle with earlier games. I think you mentioned that we talked about it, but yeah, it's never something that I really thought about. But I guess it would make sense to you would be at you know your peak or at your best whenever you're playing or performing at the times and around the same time that you practice at. So I guess it makes sense. I guess we'll see on Saturday if that theory is true, and if we come out and everybody's ready and fired up to go play. And yeah, no, obviously you're excited just because a place like LSU, right? It's rowdy and it's known for being loud, and you catch a night game, good weather and a big game, and that could get really hostile environment, I guess, pretty quickly is what I'm trying to say. So might take a little bit of the heat off there, but it'll still be a really good environment, a really good crowd, and we welcome it. We love going into people's places and trying to take over. So
Cooper said that hopefully they can't get that drunk by 11 a.m. So
that too. Hopefully, there's not people throwing stuff and cussing at us and everything. They still got some bit of their mind left before it before it all goes downhill.
nice. Want to ask you about Cedric Tillman and
hmm
um, what he brings to the table. Of course, he's been sidelined with an ankle injury, underwent surgery on that. The tightrope surgery is what they call it, so he can get back sooner. The Ball Report brought to you by Bassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive, it's worth the drive. Toro, count on it. They've got hedgers, trimmers, industrial mowers, commercial mowers, residential mowers, everything you need for lawn maintenance. And it's an easy drive either from Knoxville or from Chattanooga, or from Nashville for that matter. They've got people that come all over because the quantity gives them the best prices. Bassy Lawn and Garden. Go to bassy.com to learn more. This is going to sound like a stupid question, but maybe it is. But Cedric Tillman, we don't know if he's going to play against LSU or when he'll return. But you guys did really well without him against Florida. So if somebody didn't know better, what does he
hmm
bring to the table that you don't have with the group without him?
Yeah, I think obviously just from a stats perspective, right? The guy has made a lot of really big plays and has shown to be super consistent the way he catches the ball and be a serious threat, right? Vertically, across the middle on all the routes and stuff, everything that they ask him to do. And so you take a guy like that out of the system. I think this system is built to where you can kind of plug guys in and truly next man up, and as long as the guys know all of our concepts and are able to play with tempo and play with speed and make smart decisions, you know, not anybody can do it, but you know the next guy is able to step up and take that place. Obviously, you see Ramel Keaton come in the game last weekend or 2 weeks ago, whatever, make a couple really big plays, right? A couple really big catches, some good catches. move the chains. Obviously, he has that one that everybody's talking about, that big full extension catch that he made, and um, it's an SEC roster. You know what I mean? This is Division 1 football. You have really good athletes everywhere, and luckily we're able to say now that we have depth that we can plug guys in, and guys can go make plays like that, like Ramel did. Um, so obviously losing a guy that has a lot of experience, a lot of big play potential, and just a guy that can go and is trustworthy, can go do everything for you. But again, as long as he's out, there will be someone in there that can do the job, and that will give their all to try to do it to the best of their ability.
Let me ask you about what you've done previously with specifically with Josh Heupel
Hmm.
and his offense. Jacob, how often are you used as far as pass protection? Um, what it, how often is that a part of what you do that people might not see when they're just expecting you to run downfield and catch touchdown passes?
Yeah, pass protection is actually like truly probably a whole third. If running routes, run blocking, and pass protection is there's three different you know sections. Like it's truly a third of our game. A lot of times we're not. I guess we're not seeing like truly like dropping back and like kick setting and doing all this stuff like the offensive line will do, but um, I don't know. I don't know how to say it other than just it's a really big part of our game, and um, something that we you kind of have to pride yourself on because it's not easy, right? You're going in and you're blocking, sometimes blocking some of their best pass rushers, right? And a lot of times we'll have help from the running back, or the tackle might be sliding our way and have our back inside, whatever. So um yeah, I don't know. I think we've been good about just getting the job done and doing what we need to do, and just playing our part in that aspect of the game so far.
Who's the best pass rusher that you've been asked to help against during your time at Tennessee? Maybe as a hedge blocker or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's a guy that was on our team. I think Daryl Taylor, like Daryl Taylor was such just I don't know, like a freak, just a nightmare, right? For any offensive lineman, tight end, whatever it may be. But just in practice, like you get live reps, and luckily I was able to play, across from him on the same team for a little while, and just watching a guy like that being able to bend and being able to accelerate, and just how strong and physical he was with his hands and everything like that was super special to see. But it was also, I was a younger guy when he was playing, when I was playing with him, and so it was kind of a wake up call, like, man, like these dudes are really, these guys are crazy, right? These guys are really really good athletes. And so he helped me a lot along my journey, and obviously he's um, being successful and doing his thing in the NFL. Hopefully, he can continue to stay healthy and continue to do his thing.
What do you think about edge rusher for LSU, BJ Ojolari?
Yeah, BJ's a great player. His older brother Aziz Ojulari plays in the NFL now, actually, and I'm somewhat familiar with them just because Harrison Bailey, actually, who's no longer with us, but went to school with them, and kind of was good buddies with them, and so I've seen kind of just them throughout the process through Harrison posting things, and so yeah, BJ is obviously looks like a great athlete. He's a strong guy, similar to Daryl in the way that, or just the way that he looks, right. He's a big physical guy, kind of like Byron Young on our team. There's a lot of twitch, a lot of speed, good first step. Um, so yeah, he'll be a good matchup for us and for the tackles, and it's just a matter of going out there and doing your job just like any other week.
How good is this defense in terms of being able? I'm just talking about the front to
Hmm.
being able to bring pressure. They look like they're pretty darn good, not just BJ, but all across the board.
Yeah, I think the thing is they just play with a lot of speed. The linebackers play with a lot of speed. They've got pretty good guys on the edges, and two solid guys in the middle as well. So they've added a lot of I guess transfer guys, older guys. Their defense isn't a young defense by any means. They have a couple young guys here and there, but um, just guys with experience and guys that play fast. And at the same time, we have guys on our front that are super experienced and that are some of the best offensive linemen in the nation. So um, again, it'll be a good matchup. It'll be a good SEC matchup. That's always we think of when you think of big SEC games is how does the line of scrimmage, are they playing on our side or we playing on their side, and whoever can win that will win the battle.
I know that Josh Heupel had talked that LSU likes to switch up defenses, and they do. But he specifically mentioned that they play man press, just like
Mm,
everybody else does to some extent, but in particular, play man press coverage.
yeah.
And that's what kind of what LSU is known for through coaches and through
Hmm.
generations. But if with this offense, it seems like that might be difficult to do. Do you get more excited facing one type of coverage as opposed to another? You and the receivers and the other tight ends.
Yeah, I guess going into it, you don't really have much choice, right? You don't really have much, but I guess you're looking at the defense, and sometimes it's nice to see, it's truly going to be one-on-one matchups everywhere. Let's just go let our athletes make plays and um, trust the quarterback to put the ball in the right spots, and like I said, just go make plays and just go one-on-one all over the place, and let's just try to be better than them, right? But then there's also times where a defense can have four or five different coverages, and you're sitting in the film room trying to identify different coverages, and then you get on the game field, and if you prepare the right way, it doesn't really matter what they're running, but um, just being able to key in on the different things that kind of tip you off to, is this cover two, is this cover four, maybe this looks like two, but it's going to end up getting to cover one or cover three, whatever it may be. So you go into a week, understanding what you're going to get, and being prepared for all the different looks. And like I said, I guess it doesn't really matter what they're running. They could come out in something completely different than what we've been preparing for. So at the same time, it doesn't um, can't worry yourself too much. You kind of just have to get ready and think about what you're going to do facing each different look, I guess.
If I'm you guys with your group of receivers, and I can lump you in there with them, I'm pretty excited if I'm seeing man press coverage. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yep, I agree. I agree. I'll take our guys over just about anybody right now, the way they're playing, and I think that just continue to do it. Like I said, Hendon has been on the money, and he'll continue to kind of deliver that ball and get it out to us, and O line will continue to protect, and just maybe we'll find some check downs here and there in the middle of the field. The running back can find some check downs, whatever, and just go make our plays. So yeah, it's exciting for sure.
Jabari Small comes out, and Josh Heupel in his press conference said that he ran as hard as he's run. I'm paraphrasing, but ran as physical as good as he's run so far this year. We talked
Hmm.
about the weight, and then he gets a little bit banged up, and now for him to kind of be hitting his zone, that's how big is that for this offense?
That's huge. Yeah, you watch. It's cool because we kind of watch the film as we watch it looking at ourselves, but also just kind of watching other guys, and watching plays develop, and the plays that Jabari has made, right? That many people might not see as a big deal. Whether it's a 4 yard run, a 4 yard gain on first down, and just the cut that he makes in the backfield, or the vision, or the the patience, whatever it is that all these key terms that they talk about with running backs, right? You can truly see him coming along, and you can see him start to understand what we're trying to get out of every run. He understands that every run doesn't have to be a 50 yard breakthrough, for a touchdown, whatever. But just understanding that let's just try to get 5, 6 here, and just understanding that those 4, 5, 6 are going to turn into 9, 10s, and then the 9, 10s are going to turn into 20s, and then once you hit that safety, right, you hit that safety runner, and a couple times he's not going to want to tackle Jabari, and he probably won't be able to tackle Jabari because Jabari is extremely shifty in the open field. So just kind of understanding his role in that way, and kind of bringing those young guys along with him too, to kind of get where they're all want to be at, I guess.
It sounds like you're hinting a little bit that he's itching for a long one.
I mean, yeah, Jabari. I've watched Jabari. It's hilarious because I'm usually not usually the one, but like sometimes I'm the one, like the last one that he kind of has to get through to where he's one on one with that safety, right? And so it's my favorite thing to kind of be like I've got my guy here. I'm holding him up, holding him up, holding him up, and I just feel Jabari just hit it right off my ear or whatever, and then just watching him run across, run down the field, and then put his foot in the ground and juke people out and just be jumping all over the place. It blows my mind, man. Like I said, I've talked on here a lot about how I don't understand how those little guys do it, but man, he's crazy with the ball in his hands. He's a really good player.
Yeah, try being almost 50 and looking at
Yeah,
you.
hey,
You guys,
hopefully I'll be there one
you,
day.
you will.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this: other than catching a touchdown pass,
yeah.
which I would think is the most gratifying thing at your position, but you do so many
Yeah.
different things. whether it's run blocking and popping open a big one or pass protection or even being a decoy.
Hmm.
What is the most gratifying play that you are able to pull off at your position other than that nice long touchdown pass?
Yeah, I think like I said, just being able to, I guess, get in that zone where you're super keyed into the front, right? You're super keyed into where your backers are, safety rotations, understanding that the box might change, whatever, but going through your footwork and having great feet on a play, and then being able to finish it with the correct hat placement, good hands, driving your feet, and then feeling that running back like coming like just hitting the hole, whatever, like whether he bounces it and makes you ride or whether you got the right, like I said, the right placement and he's able to hit it. Whether it's just for 9, 10, however many yards, it's a good feeling because when you watch that on film, like yeah, that's teach tape right there. Like I know that's going to be something that they use in years to come for. Hey, this is how we run counter. This is how we run insert. This is how we run zone. Right? Like that's going to be a clip that they use, and I enjoy that because I take pride in being able to, I guess, put good things on film because at the end of the day, like stats are stats, but you put good stuff on film and people are watching you bust your butt and play for your team and play hard. Um, I think that's what really matters. So
In 6 weeks from now, we may be having a different conversation after you go through the SEC and everybody's a little banged up at that point. That may be the
right.
perfect time for a bye week. But as you look back at it, given the beating Florida and how significant that was, and you had a bye
Hmm.
week, what do you think of the timing of that? Because it would have been tough to turn around and just immediately play a game after such a monumental win. I would think.
For sure, yeah. You give time for everybody to kind of settle and everybody kind of not forget about Florida, but we've had this conversation, like I said, kind of snap and clear and move on to the next. So, it came at a good time where, one, we can get bodies back, right? We can get this depth that we have, like we can get guys fresh, bodies feeling good, get a lot of treatment and get, all the little things that are banged up, beat up, get them back going, feeling healthy. But then also you have time to kind of relax and kind of let the Florida win marinate a little bit, whatever, and feel good about it. But have time to reset and get back to this next little stretch of games that we've got that are exciting and are going to be great games, and just hoping everybody can stay healthy throughout the next little stretch of the season, I guess.
I saved the toughest question for last. Be sure and
Hmm.
like, subscribe, and share. Comment below. We want to be a part of your coverage. Brought to you by Bassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive, it's worth the drive. Toughest question. Yeah, I saved it
Hit
for
me.
last because I was afraid you just close it out and not even talk to me anymore.
All right.
You saw a Van Halen cover band over the
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Your favorite Van Halen song is
I really enjoy Panama. That's one of my
Panama.
favorites. That's one of my favorites. Just because I can just say Panama, Panama. I can just say it over and over again, and I'm good. I know all the
Yeah,
words.
the lyrics weren't groundbreaking.
No, they weren't. But it's a great song. Makes you feel good.
It is a great song. I believe it was track number 4 on the album 1984, as I show my age. I believe it was
There
track
you go.
number 4. He's Jacob Warren, brought to you by Vassy Lawn and Garden. It's the Vol Report. This has been a presentation of Off the Hook Sports.